Good afternoon. I'm Christopher Cook, a lieutenant assigned to the media office. Thank you for being here. Please silence your phones. I want to provide some brief remarks real quick and kind of provide an overview of what we're going to do. We're going to watch portions of the digital evidence consisting of body-worn camera footage and also dash camera footage from the primary officer. At the conclusion of this viewing of the digital evidence, Police Chief Will Johnson will provide brief remarks pertaining to this incident. I would ask that you would please hold your questions until after his briefing. Each member of the media will also receive a disc containing this limited video release at the conclusion of the press conference. There's also some media packets that contain relevant information related to arrest warrant affidavits and social media profiles. As we start to view this digital evidence, there are 4 key factors to consider as you watch it. Number 1, we are making relevant video footage available consisting of body-worn camera footage that involves the investigation of possession of marijuana, evading arrest, and attempted capital murder of a peace officer. You will also see dash camera footage of a portion of this investigation. Number 2, the primary officer was on patrol, assigned to the West Patrol District, and conducted a search of the license plate of the suspect vehicle prior to making the traffic stop. Officers routinely check license plates while on patrol, and the query returned a match on the vehicle indicating that the car that was stopped at the signal light had been involved in a previous drug case in November of 2018. Specifically, the computer return indicated that there could be potential occupants in the vehicle that were the subject of an investigation related to possession of marijuana and drug paraphernalia. After receiving this information, the officer noticed a traffic violation as they turned onto Randall Mill Road from Fielder. Number 3, the traffic stop, within just a few short seconds of the officer making contact, transitioned to a drug investigation. The primary officer smelled the odor of marijuana when he made contact on the driver's side of the vehicle while the window was rolled down. This would have allowed the officer to ultimately search the occupants of the vehicle in addition to the car based upon the probable cause smell of the odor of marijuana. And finally, number 4, while watching the dash camera footage, you will hear 2 sets of gunfire. Investigators believe the first set is the suspect firing at our officer. Detectives believe the second set is an exchange of gunfire between the suspect and the primary officer. Let's cue the video.
Arlington Police Department. Reason being stopped today is you had your signal turned off when I got behind you. I know you turned it on before you turned. You gotta have it on 100 feet prior to the turn, okay?
Yes, sir.
Do you have your insurance on you?
I was looking.
34 second unit. And go ahead and make it 2. It's occupied times 4.
I got a new insurance policy, and I don't know if I have the
Okay.
on me
Where y'all headed tonight?
right here. I was about to go inside and
Just
get
here to Tom Tom? Okay. Where y'all stay at?
I stay all day.
Okay. What about everybody else? How y'all know each other? Okay. All right. Have you ever been arrested for anything before? What for?
Possession.
Of?
Weed.
Okay. Is there any weed in the car tonight? No. Okay. All right. Just the one arrest then? Nothing else? Okay. All right. Y'all just sit tight for a second. How long ago were you arrested? November of this last year? Okay. Can you do me a favor, just take the keys out of the ignition and hand them to me, please?
For what?
Because I asked you to. Take the keys out of the ignition and hand them to me right now. Okay? Thank you. $34 to $33. Where are you coming from? $34. That was for 33. Dibble. Step your phone for me, please. Hang up the phone, please. Hang up the phone. Everybody stay off your phones, okay? Huh? If you can record me if you want to, but don't make any phone calls. Oh yeah, 34 to C4, thanks. Sorry, I didn't answer. Ma'am, keep your hands out of your pocket for me, please. Thank you.
What are we doing?
I'll let you know in just a minute, okay?
Why are we doing?
I will let you know in a minute. Just y'all just sit tight. Don't put your hands anywhere, and I'll let you know what's going on in a minute, okay? I'll let you know in a minute, okay?
Can you get your general out here, please? Captain?
General?
Yeah, your captain. There's
Okay.
a captain that's supposed to be out here.
No, we don't have captains. I can get a sergeant if you want one.
Thank you. Can you get the
Sure. 34 to a supervisor. These guys are wanting to speak to the supervisor. These guys are requesting to speak to the supervisor. Excuse me?
You can't answer her phone?
No.
Why is that?
Because I don't want anybody on their phones. I don't want anybody else showing up out here. It's an officer safety issue.
It's our safety that we're worried about.
Okay.
So if you can call anybody, like, we trust me.
Hey, you watch them real quick? All right, ma'am. Go and put your hands on top of your head and interlace your fingers. Everybody sit tight. I'll come get you out one at a time. Step out. Step out of the car. Come here, Carrie. Do you have anything illegal on your person?
No.
Okay. Hey, do you mind searching her for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and do a full search.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah. 34, one running, going. Oh shit! Shots fired, officer down, suspect down.
Hey, don't be reaching in your pockets, man. Ready for him? Ready for him? Got gun, step out. Change behind your back real quick. You have anything on you?
So if you'll transition back over here, I'm going to introduce Police Chief Will Johnson.
Good afternoon. My name is Will Johnson. I'm the police chief for Arlington Police Department. Last Friday night, a 17-year Arlington PD veteran was seriously wounded when he was shot in the lower abdomen by a suspect who was fleeing from a drug investigation following a traffic stop. I want to first thank the Arlington Fire Department, paramedics, medical professionals, and staff at Medical City of Arlington for the care that they provided for our wounded officer. Your service and professionalism is greatly appreciated. We are optimistic about our officer's medical prognosis, but make no mistake about it, this officer faces a long and challenging recovery before they can return to duty. I also want to thank the Arlington community and the broader North Texas region for the outpouring of support for our wounded officer and for the emotional support for all of our officers during this difficult time. Frankly, we were overwhelmed by the support not only here in our local community, but by individuals all across the United States. I cannot express how important this support is to a police department in the immediate aftermath of a critical incident where an officer is seriously wounded. Your support matters, it is appreciated, and it does not go unnoticed by the cops. It's also to understand that this shooting did not occur in isolation. In 2018, 148 police officers were killed in the line of duty, 52 of those from gunshot wounds. In the first 2 weeks of 2019 alone, 7 officers have died in the United States, 4 of those from gunfire. In addition to these 4 officer fatalities nationally, 6 more officers have been shot in non-fatal shootings in cities ranging across the United States, including Arlington, Birmingham, Alabama, Raleigh, North Carolina, and 3 deputies in Ector County, Texas. There may be more attacks, but tracking felonious attacks against police officers is difficult, and sometimes there is a latency in the reporting. These assaults on officers have a profound effect on the morale and the mental wellness of police officers in every community. This is why community support is so vital, so that the cops truly understand that the community supports them in what they do. I want to transition now to the details from last Friday night's shooting and remind everyone that this is an active and ongoing investigation. Although a portion of the digital evidence has been released, it does not represent the entirety of evidence that is known, nor does it represent the evidence in which detectives have yet to discover. There are many outstanding tasks that remain to be completed. Presently, the Arlington Police Department is conducting 2 separate investigations into the facts and circumstances surrounding the events that took place. Internal Affairs detectives are leading the administrative inquiry and will review the actions and the decisions of the officers on scene to determine if departmental policies and training standards were followed. This administrative inquiry is subordinate to an ongoing criminal investigation. Criminal investigators are investigating the acts and behavior of all persons at the scene to determine if their conduct was lawful or if criminal charges are appropriate. If the facts of this case require arrest on state criminal charges, we will obtain arrest warrants for individuals in question. At the conclusion of the criminal investigation, the final investigative case file will be forwarded to the Tarrant County Criminal District Attorney for review and presentation to a grand jury. As part of this criminal investigation, detectives will attempt to determine how Mr. Miller obtained the firearm which was used to shoot the Arlington police officer. In Texas, this act is classified as attempted capital murder of a police officer. Detectives want to understand where this firearm was obtained, if Mr. Miller obtained the firearm himself, or if somebody unlawfully provided him this gun. Detectives will attempt to determine if any state or federal laws were violated, and if so, will take the appropriate enforcement action. In 2018, the Arlington Police Department created a gun crimes unit in response to illegal gun violence that was occurring in our city. We created a partnership with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, or ATF, to aggressively pursue illegal gun crimes in Arlington. This partnership will assist us in effectively investigating any illegal gun nexus in this offense. This leads me to my final points of the press briefing. It's also necessary to look beyond just the facts of this shooting. Over the past year, the Arlington Police Department has been focusing its entire crime-fighting strategy on illegal guns, illegal drugs, and known offenders. This crime strategy is a result of our operational experience that known offenders were committing crimes with illegal guns and promoting illegal drug trafficking in Arlington. It is our belief that these 3 elements are associated with the vast majority of criminal conduct that is occurring within our city. Over the past year, I've focused our communication strategy to share the threats and challenges that our cops face daily on the streets as it relates to illegal guns, illegal drugs, and known offenders. Contrary to the belief of some in society, many of these violent and dangerous incidents involve marijuana and the trafficking of marijuana. The challenge of illegal guns, illegal drugs, and the frequency of habitual offenders threatening society, coupled with the oversimplification of societal problems that we face and the changing practices in the bond process in the criminal justice system, helps to contribute to a perpetual revolving door of interactions for police officers and these individuals who may be on a downward spiral, or worse, individuals who are seeking to exploit weaknesses in the overburdened criminal justice system. These factors elevate officer safety risks in every community and puts the general public at risk as well. It has been previously reported in the media that several individuals involved in this incident were out on bond. For the police officer on the street, that's incredibly frustrating. For this reason, I will continue to present compelling information to state and U.S. legislators so that they understand the challenges and the dangers that our officers face in serving our communities. It is only through their assistance in addressing illegal guns, illegal drug offenses, and habitual criminal recidivism, as well as bond issues and mental health reform issues, that we can truly address these societal challenges that cops confront every day. I am hopeful that meaningful change can take place to better align with the values and the sanctity of life that the normal, everyday citizen expects in their community. We must work together as a society to collectively address all of these issues that were present not only in this incident, but have been seen in many other instances over the past 18 months in our community and many other communities around the United States.